Brother Jay had testimony says, about a month ago I had been asking God to reveal something to me for something that my wife was in need of. God gave me a dream the night before Thursday night service, and in the dream my wife and I were at church, and Brother Wayne was preaching, and after he finished preaching, we both went up for prayer. The dream itself did not contain what we asked for prayer for. I did not know exactly what the dream pertained to, but I knew God was going to do something, so I prayed that God would reveal this to me using the preacher that would be preaching that night. On my way to church, I called my parents and asked them to pray concerning a dream I had. When I got to church and saw that Brother Wayne was preaching, as in my dream, I was in full expectation of receiving. When Brother Wayne was preaching, he looked at me at a certain point and said, "I believe God is going to do something for that wife of yours, brother." And then he said that he remembered when my parents were just in prayer and that God had did something for me. I believe that God is changing situations. So we thank the Lord.
You said, "Brother Wayne, I ain't got the strength." It's in the message. The strength to speak it, the strength to say it, the strength to stand on it. It comes from this message. I can look at people's children and they look like there's no place for salvation. I say, I believe they're saved because I ain't looking at them. I'm looking at a promise. I believe God's going to do something for that wife of yours, brother, but I ain't looking at no conditions. I'm looking at a promise. You say, how do you believe that? Because God did something for him. I remember when his daddy and mama were just in prayer, but God did something. So here he sits tonight. What about you?
Amen, dear friends. We'll start with testimonies tonight. Brother Jay Carmack sent in a testimony here. This is quite wonderful. He said, just a recap is necessary for this testimony. He says, 6 weeks ago, God gave me a dream. I remember the night of this service, God gave him a dream that his wife and he were at church. Brother Wayne was preaching, and we went up for prayer afterwards. He said, the very night after that dream, God confirmed this, answered prayer through Brother Wayne while he was preaching. That's the night I remember being there. He said, I'm so excited to tell you what God has done since then. My wife told me last week that she prayed if a certain situation happened last week, then she would come with me to church on Sunday, since we were both there in my dream. That situation happened. She came with me to church on Sunday. Not only did I not ask her to come to church with me, I actually offered to go to church with her wherever she wanted to go on Sunday. And I didn't even know she prayed that prayer until Saturday afternoon. So we went to True Word on Sunday, and of no surprise to me, Brother Wayne was preaching. I held fast to what God showed me in my dream, told my wife that we should go up for prayer. So we went up for prayer afterward. There are no coincidences. God gave my wife inspiration to pray that way, and on the only time that she asked to go to True Word, it was Brother Wayne preaching. She also enjoyed the preaching.